Hello, I am Todd Cotta. This is Dustin, and you're watching King's Gun Center TV. Well, today on King's Gun Center TV, we're going to be shooting guns, but we're not going to be talking about the guns themselves. Although we do have an XDm and we do have a Hellcat OSP, we're going to be talking about this right here. Springfield's Hex sights, which are red dot reflective sights made for pistols. And the two we have today are two different ones. We have the Dragonfly and the Wasp. And if you think about the size of a Dragonfly versus a Wasp, that'll tell you one's bigger and one's smaller. One is meant for full frame guns and the other one's meant for small frame guns. Now Dustin here is going to talk to you and tell you a little bit about the different features between the Wasp and the Dragonfly on the Hellcat and on the XDm.
So with the Wasp, as you can see, it's a much smaller optic. It's also got cuts on it for you can actually still use your sights instead of having to buy the suppressor height sights. Most of the time when you buy an optic, you actually have to get
You can see the difference in the size of the two. It's quite different when you do it that way. Go ahead. And
then also the nice thing about this, when I put this on here, it was actually perfectly zero already. So that was very nice about that too.
On the back side of the housing for the Wasp, it's cut down so you can still co-witness with the sights. Unlike on this one here, the Dragonfly, it's quite a bit above, so you would need a suppressor style sight in order to see above it. It's cut, but it's cut for suppressor style, not for that. And I think the reason why they make it that high is because of suppressors. You're not going to really see a suppressor on a micro gun. And in other states other than California, you're going to have a threaded barrel and you can screw on a suppressor. So this one is already made for suppressor sight height optics. What is the differences in the features between this one and the Dragonfly and the Wasp?
So this one right here is made more for a carry gun, so it has, as soon as you pick it up, move it around, automatically turns on. It also has an auto adjusting feature for light and distance as well. And it also has like you said, that right there for the sights. On this guy here, it's more for a competition style. Also, you're actually able to use these on rifles as well. And it has
this can go on an AR or a pistol platform. It's got a button here on the side to activate the light. It's got very large adjustment with your little tick marks around the edges here on the adjustment for height and windage. So it's a pretty good, solid sight. Durability on these things, they're saying that these things have a 3-year battery life on these sights. And I don't know how much use that is or not, but the biggest difference is just the size on these two things. Now, what are the main competitors to these two?
So there's Trijicon, that's going to be one of the most popular ones out there. Hollow Sun is up there as well. You're going to see some stuff made by Bushnell. A lot of people buy those because they're the cheaper ones. They are pretty well made still, but I honestly prefer these ones right now because they're actually pretty nice. Especially for a nice carry one, because this one is so small, you really don't see many out there that are actually
that small. I also know that on a lot of the reflex sights, it's square on top. On these, if you take a look, it's got a hexagonal shape right here. It's like a little stop sign up on top, so it cuts the edges off, make it a little smoother than those. But the main competitor, I think, to this one is the Hollow Sun. And then you have the Trijicon, which is the most expensive, or the Elite from the bunch. They've done endurance tests on these. I think they've even run them over and all kinds of stuff. And they seem to hold up very well with this aluminum casing that's super strong. I think the biggest thing about these is just getting used to them. What we want to do is we want to go out to the range real quick and see how quickly we can acquire the red dot on these two. Now, this one here out of the box is pretty square on. This one here we had to do a little adjustment to. So what we've done is we've just sighted in by level. We haven't shot this gun yet. We haven't tried out the sight, but we're going to run into the range real quick and see what it's like. So it might not be the most accurate, but my thing is how fast can we acquire the target using that versus
just a standard sights.
Just a standard sights, because I'm a standard sights guy. I'm not a laser guy. I'm just a standard sights guy. That being said, this one does not have, so price-wise, if you were to add this to a handgun, not a rifle, you would still have to get the riser on the rifle, and you would still have to buy the suppressor size sights on these to get a co-witnessing going on with this gun. So you'd have the price of this plus the mounting plate. But the mounting plates are interesting on this. We didn't know what we were going to do when we ordered this gun in. We knew we had this sight in stock. So we opened up the box, we look inside the instructions, and it gave us instructions when we bought this gun. And they gave us a free adapter plate for this. And it comes with 3 different options. You got the RMR Trigicon, this one, and a third one, and I forgot which that was. So when you buy the XDm with the MOS cut, it gives you a free coupon to order the correct plate for whatever sight you have.
Nice.
Yeah. Why don't we run in the range real quick and get a couple rounds for this thing, see how fast we can acquire a target and get a shot on and go from there.
All right, let's go.
Let's go.
The Springfield Hellcat 9mm OSP model with the Wasp optic on top of it. All right, let's go. Still takes me a minute to get a hold of that dot. With how light this gun is right here, that is a big bang for it. And as soon as I press that trigger, it's going to move. So I have to just keep finding it every time I start shooting again.
Every time you start shooting again.
Yep. Because that's the bad thing about this frame of a gun. There's a lot of movement in there as soon as you press that trigger. All right, so this right here is the XDm Elite with the Dragonfly on top of it. Looking at this optic, I can really tell that it's designed more for an AR than a pistol because how wide it is and how tall it is. They really need to make that third option. That's going to be between the Wasp and this right here, which is going to be the size for the competition pistol, but not so tall and not so wide. All right, so let's give this a try.
All right, target number 1.
All right.
Okay, so how was acquisition for your dot with that sight compared to the smaller one?
So this one was easier because of the size of the pistol. Every time I press that trigger, it didn't move as much. It is a bigger round, but it gives you a lot more meat to hold on to. I noticed with this one as well, it needs to be adjusted a little bit more. It's not zeroed like the Wasp is as much, and the fact that I can't use the sights kind of makes it a little bit harder. Since usually with these optics, especially if you have the suppressor height sights on there, that's going to make things a lot easier for you. So
let's go up here and take a look. So it looks like everything is a little bit low and left.
Yep.
Was this all using just the optic?
On this guy, yeah.
Okay.
And then on the other one, it's pushing forward with that optic right there, and the optic on that Wasp lies directly on that front side.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's all lined straight up.
But this was only us doing a visual.
Yeah, visual sighting.
We haven't shot this gun before, so that's
pretty good still.
Not too bad.
Yeah.
All right, let me give it a try.
Yep. All right.
All right, this is a little Wasp on a Hellcat OSP 9mm. Let's see how fast I can get up on this sight. Normally I can just point in and shoot, and I just barely saw it. Here we go. Holy crap. This thing is pretty spot on.
Yep.
Wow. That was pretty quick getting on that sight. You can see it bouncing around a lot.
Yeah.
A lot. But it was faster than I thought getting up on sight. And I've got my natural point of aim down pretty good, so pretty happy with that on target number 2. We'll look at that in just a minute. Let me trade you guns here real quick. There you go. And now it is the Springfield XDm Elite with the Dragonfly up on top. A whole lot bigger and a whole lot more gun right here. Here we go. Dragonfly. Oh, finding it is a little different. Yeah, this one's off just a little bit. Uh-oh, it just takes off on me. What is going on with this thing? Interesting. There you go. Actually, I found it quicker getting on sight with the 9mm. than this one. And it still needs to be adjusted. It's still a little bit off. Let's go take a look at the target here. Here's my 9mm. Boom, 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 5 right there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 there. For some reason, my gun was walking on me. I was shooting a little bit faster too, I think. But I'm really satisfied with that 9mm performance. And this one here, just like over here, it was walking over to this side of the target. So that takes some adjustments for the red dot, and we haven't adjusted it yet. But even with the larger screen, I couldn't get on sight any faster than with the little one, because it's either there or it's not there.
Yep.
It takes a long time to really get used to these things. And my biggest reservation is relying on optics and batteries to be accurate. Without seeing these sights, I think the co-witnessing helped me shoot better with that gun. Well, I mean, there's a difference between a 45 and a 9, right?
Oh, yeah.
And the grip size on this one has the mag well. This is a beautiful gun, this XDm Elite. It's a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful gun. They've really done some great things to improve it. But that being said, it takes time.
Oh, yeah.
Now, you've had this one for about a month now, right?
Yep.
And you've only shot it a handful of times. How quick are you getting on that sight? I mean, we saw it, and it takes a little longer to feel confident that you're on it and go, because you got to search for that perfect hand position.
Because it's a lot like point shooting. You got to push on and have that quick recognition. However, when you first start off with it, you're kind of fishing for that sight. Versus with the standard sights, where whenever I shoot with those, I just push straight out and I know exactly where they're at. It's going to be a lot of work, a lot of coming to the range, practicing with it, also doing some dry fire drills, pushing out, trying to get that recognition quick.
I wish that I could get this sight on this gun. The Wasp, because it still co-witnesses, because this one does not.
Yeah.
They should have maybe a third. They should have this one, a medium that goes on pistols, and then your AR one.
Yep.
I think that would be the best combination for these, because you lose your sights with this one, and you have to completely depend on the electronics on this gun. Is this the future of handguns?
So I could see a lot of the newer guys are actually just wanting to go to these optics because they're cool. They're what they see in TV, what they play with on video games. So they're kind of moving towards these. However, a lot of people still prefer just the standard sights because they're a lot easier to deal with. You don't have to work on 0M, and these guys, no matter what optic you get, over time they will start to move.
Yeah, and God forbid if you're using a gun like this and you're solely depending on the optic and the battery somehow is faulty or dies out, you're basically point shooting.
Yep.
And good luck trying to get those shots in. Overall, what is your opinion of Springfield's Hex sights?
Oh, I like them quite a bit, especially with this guy here, just because how small
this guy?
is. Oh, sorry, the Wasp. The Wasp right here. Especially because how small it is, the fact that it's already able to co-witness, and the ability to, when I pull it out, then the optic turns on versus me having to pull it out,
press
push
the button, and go.
then, yeah. Because on some optics I've seen, as soon as you pull it out, you have to hold on to that button for a few seconds, then it turns on.
Well, what's the point of that if you're in a 5-second confrontation?
Yep.
Right?
Because you want to be able to get up quick, push out, and have your sight.
Gotcha. Gotcha. Well, there it is. It's the Springfield Hex MOS sights with the reflex red dot. It's the future, I think, of firearms. It really is. People are eventually going to be moving all the way towards this. I don't think you're going to be able to buy a gun in the future that's not MOS cut.
Yeah, it's a lot more coming out, especially right now.
And you know, if they're getting into the game, that means it's getting serious out there.
You're going to have a lot more companies coming out.
You can go on YouTube, or not YouTube, you can go on Amazon and order cheap ones. But you get what you pay for. And these run, how much?
It was, let's see.
Yeah,
so
they're not super. The Dragonfly was $250. This one was how much?
Probably about the same.
About the same price. I just ordered HoloSuns for $399 today, and it's $700 for Trigicons.
Oh, yeah.
So this is a bargain. A bargain when you look at these compared to the other ones, and they are built very well.
Yeah.
Guys, thank you for watching today. I hope you enjoyed our little review. Please subscribe below if you like what you see, and you have an absolutely wonderful day. Thank you for watching King's Gun Center TV.